The contents of this shulker box, my friends. I deserve. Oh, goodness me! That scared the life out of me. Oh, that was very ominous. The contents of this shulker box, however, are not. You could have probably guessed the one thing that we need right now is more organically mined copper. Look, I went out there, I did the grind, and I actually got a full shulker box of raw copper blocks. And I tell you what, I had an absolute blast doing it. It's really fun to do some caving. But that was not its only purpose, because we've reached that point in the season where a perimeter to get mob drops from mobs is going to be really useful. And no, the sky is not apocalyptically red all of a sudden. This is a visual indicator that I use to help me light up all the caves below the surface. It is a giant sphere based on roughly the center of my base that tells us where mobs would despawn if they were to go outside of that area. So what we have to do is place an extraordinary amount of torches to stop all the mobs spawning inside of this sphere. And I don't know what I would have guessed, but apparently I've placed 4,300 torches this season. So I may have gone a little bit crazy with the mining, but you know we're trying to take it easy this season. So I've built a very lazy slime farm. And when I come down here, there's usually slimes, but probably not right now, because the server is very active. However, clearly some slimes have fallen off the platform in the middle, and I've got some slime balls. The point here being that lighting up those caves helps us tremendously with the slime spawns. And this is nothing to marvel at. I've literally taken the path of least resistance and just built some platforms here inside of a slime chunk. The fruits of my labor can be seen somewhere in one of these shulker boxes. Aha! We've got plenty of slime balls here. And I will need those to make slime blocks. This is more than enough. Because today, my friends, we're going to start a big farming project. I am editing, and once again, I'm like, X, you spend too long waffling. You're supposed to go, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft. In that one episode, we went 9 minutes before doing the intro. Not today. Not today. Oh, and hit that subscribe button again, peeps. Thank you for doing that the last few episodes. Lots of new people around. Let's now crack on with the episode. And what I want to use it to do is actually smelt up all of this copper. I'm sick of putting in the coal and doing it all manually. It's time to get a little automation in our lives. Now, the place we are going to undertake this project at is over at Loglands. Yes, somewhere over there. I can just about see our obnoxious skeleton farm. But first, I wish to show you the caving I've been doing underground. So we're going to go into the free cam, and I've actually made some adjustments here so that we can have smooth camera movement. Now, when we fly around the world, you're just going to see torches everywhere because I've been hitting up all of the caves and making sure they're lit. Although I say all, there's a lot of dark patches because sometimes we have waterlogged caves, and then there are some areas that I just haven't been able to reach yet. Nonetheless, I always have a blast doing this, going around through some big, crazy cave systems and lighting them up with torches. These are like a little adventure of their own, exploring these just incredible cave systems that we now have in the game of Minecraft. Now, you may have also noticed this right here. This is at the level where copper is most likely to spawn. So I've been taking advantage of our beacon and going around doing some, I don't know what you call this, branch mining to get extra bits of copper. Hey, and look at that, we got loads of slimes down here. Ooh, and there's even more when I arrive. Ah, look at this, I've made myself lots and lots of little friends. Ah, where did they all go? Okay, there was actually a reason I came to the top of this hill, but I don't want to talk about future plans. I do that a lot in my episodes, I keep getting carried away. Let's focus on the task at hand and head over to Loglands. We shall now remove the giant sphere from the sky. We don't need that. And we will plop ourselves down below, where I have done an insane amount of mining. Oh, look at this hole. It's ginormous. It took me hours to dig out. And the plan is to kind of dig out all of this space behind me too, like about at least 20 times as much as that. But yeah, lots and lots of drops. Here's the thing. I also got a bunch of copper. I actually got this amount right here just from that hole. That might have actually been faster than all the time I spent caving, but of course lighting up the caves was good. So we're gonna build a farm down here, and then eventually all of this will be opened up and there'll be like a big central area and we can see the farm and all that cool stuff. But as I was making this, I discovered a few quirks with it. So putting this together is going to be a little bit wild. I'm fairly confident it will work, but we're going to have to find out. Alright then, you may have a hunch as to what this is, but it's not actually finished yet. Here's a cool fact though, I could pretty much build most of this just out of my ender chest. There is enough resources jam-packed in here to do all of the redstone, and to pick up a few other blocks though. Anyway, the reason it's not ready is because I forgot that you need lava inside the cauldrons. Then we need to put dispensers on top of these blocks. And then once we've done that, this is going to be home to a flying machine. One that cannot be broken. So now you will understand why I've been working on both a slime farm and a honey farm. You see, the width of this is a little wider than a normal farm. That's because these blocks are going to span the entire width, as are these ones right here. And now you'll probably understand why we've used this glazed terracotta. And I have absolutely no idea, like, why is there a stone block there? That doesn't make any sense. I do not remember placing that. So this flying machine is powered by redstone blocks on the outside here, where the signal strength of this wire runs out. There is a little circuit to continue it over here. So this block also gets powered, and then all of these ones are powered by redstone. And that is what activates the sticky pistons. Now, all the timing is set up so that when I hit this switch right here, look at that, it's just going back and forth. And when it gets to the end, it's going to activate that observer. And so the reason this farm is supposedly unbreakable is because if ever the area gets loaded or unloaded, it can just continue flying based on the redstone that's powering it. Anyways, I'm sure you're curious as to why there is an observer in the corner here. Not only can the flying machine activate it when it's done a pass over all of the bamboo we're going to plant, I can activate it just by right-clicking on this. Aha, and then those dispensers, they send out the hopper minecarts. They come all the way back, and then with a combination of fanciful blocks and the lava inside of the cauldron, those will end up back inside of the dispenser. No, sorry, the dropper at the bottom. So if there are items in the farm to be picked up, that is what these are here to do. And this, my friends, is where the items get dropped off. They don't go into hoppers, they go straight into a water stream. So they're going to be ready for a high capacity of bamboo. So before starting work on this project, I did want to double check some details when it came to the bamboo, because whenever I've built this stuff in dark areas, it seems like it affects the growth, which is true. And that's why there are a bunch of torches in the farm. This was actually not a part of the original design, because if you were paying attention, you'll notice that the minecart hopper actually goes underneath where the torches are. This flying machine was designed and adapted for being underwater. If you imagine that this wall just goes upwards, then you could see how everything in here could actually be waterlogged and the redstone could still interact with the flying machines. But yeah, the torches provide enough light coming into the middle of this area that the bamboos will be able to grow, but not for long. We're actually going to have to build some walls upwards on the edges here to contain the bamboo, to stop it from, falling on the outside areas here. And those walls are going to serve a second purpose of lighting up the space in the middle, because as we go higher up and further away from the torches, in the middle here, the bamboo isn't going to grow. And that's why we have pumpkins. We're going to need a light source block. And I guess it's a good thing that we've been doing all of that caving, as we're going to need to make lots of torches. But we may already have a problem with our farm, because this wasn't designed to be built underground. And now that it's been loaded for a while, you can see where the light influences the growth of the bamboo. Like, there's nothing taller than 1 in the middle, Nothing taller than 2 at this level, 3, and then 4. But of course, all of that can change once we add a light source to the side. And believe me, I didn't want to go with jack-o'-lanterns, but I haven't farmed anything else as of yet. So we're going to have massive orange walls so that all of this stuff can grow to its full potential. Look at this. Some of the items get stuck on the honey blocks. In my original design, there was a row of terracotta across the very middle, and I couldn't figure out exactly why it was here, but obviously now it serves the purpose of knocking those items off. And if we left this thing continuously running, then obviously we never needed to dig it down this deep. But here's the thing, this does have an impact on the server. There's things happening with the redstone, there's entities down below, the hopper minecarts going back and forth, so we'll probably set up a clock to interact with this that turns it on every so often. Alright, it's time to get to the fun stuff, because I really want to play with all this bamboo we can farm. But first, I just want to explain why it now looks like this. I didn't want those big walls of jack-o'-lanterns, and I didn't want to put a row of solid light blocks in the middle, so I needed a light source that didn't have a hitbox the bamboo could land on, and that turned out to be end rods, which looks really cool. And I thought solid blocks in the middle would make this farm ugly, because then you wouldn't see through from one side to the other, but once the bamboo starts growing, it kind of does that anyway. The good news, though, is that the light source here in the middle actually reaches all the way across the other side and allows the bamboo to grow up a couple of blocks higher. So now the farm is ready for harvesting, and then we're going to have a lot of bamboo to play with. Yes, now we need to automate what happens with this. One thing I shall not do is concern myself with the layout of whatever comes after this. If it goes in a crazy direction, we're just going to embrace it and decorate around it later. But this right here is how we're going to turn things into planks. So I'm going to copy this right here. It's a really nice little circuit where the composter output is one above what this is until it's full. So the moment it becomes full, the redstone here updates, which creates a pulse and powers the block below it. That actually powers this one too. So we craft that full bamboo block, it goes into the one below, and that turns it into the planks. Dear Lord, I just found an extraordinarily large copper vein. It went all the way down here, then around here, through there, all of this. Oh my god, it was like 4 stacks big. I think the explanation is, after all this time, I've finally found one of those massive copper veins. Distractions aside, I finally finished our first module here. Except we're missing something, aren't we? Yes, decorated pots. Oh, that was so obvious that those needed to go there. So the module that I showed you a second ago, we've now got 3 of those, and they also include a locking mechanism. So once this storage fills up, which is detected by the hopper having items in it and the comparators here, then it means that the bamboo can pass further along. But I changed the first modules, and this might mean we don't want to do that, because over here we're going to automatically craft blocks of bamboo. And you can't quite see it, but the trick here is that behind this barrel we've got an observer. That can actually be powered so that it crafts up above, items go into here, the hopper pulls it out, and that way we've got a storage of this. And that doesn't work if your hopper is directly below the crafter, because it will yoink the items out of it, which is why we needed the decorated pots. I was going to continue this going along with more crafting recipes, but what I've realized is that you pretty much now, from this point onwards, always need to turn stuff into, well, I actually haven't got any coming through yet, bamboo planks. That's what we're going to see in there. And I think this will actually be like a manual override for the hopper that's behind it. So more items will make their way over here. I love that we can see them blinking. That means these are now being crafted. So it's early game, I'm starting to run out of resources, but as you can see, we've got the plans to expand this here. And then these bamboo planks, they can be used to make all sorts of other bamboo related blocks. And things like crafting chests too, which is extremely convenient. In fact, I've been doing a lot of that and using iron from Hypno's iron farm to make tons and tons of hoppers. Because as you know, I wanted to use this to smelt up copper. We now have a fuel source that can be pumped into all of these furnaces. This setup, however, isn't permanent. This is just something that I can work with for now. And I'm actually kind of grateful that I don't have a lot of resources here, because when you create furnace arrays, it can be really easy to sort of spam it all with lots of hoppers. You can see we've got a rail at the top and a rail at the back. And what we will probably do is scale this same concept up to work with a lot more furnaces. But when I put this hopper minecart in here, it's going to pinch some of the bamboo planks out of each of these, and they pick up items relatively fast. Now, it's not probably evenly distributing it. For that, we're going to need more redstone involved. It does appear to actually be getting this evenly distributed. That was a little bit of surprise. We've got 6 down there, 6 down here. And I was going to be very clever and place my shulker box on top of here so that it could pull the items straight out. But this, my friends, is a hangover from playing modded Minecraft. That is not actually a recipe. So up the top here, I'll have to uncraft all of this, chuck the copper into there, and it will do something similar. Not enough to distribute it all the way across, but that's fine. Because now, of course, I can load up all of my copper and just AFK and it all gets taken care of. So for today, the project is done, but there's actually like one more thing I would like to try my hand at. I just want to know if a hopper minecart takes out the right items from below the furnace. It looks like it will. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So we could save on hoppers by having another one of these go back and forth. So when we build the main mega furnace array for me and Ren to take advantage of, I think that's going to be our goal. As little hoppers as possible and take advantage of the minecarts. So next episode, I will be reporting on the status of our new operation to smelt copper. But I have had somewhat of an objective to be more social this season. And sometimes that means you just got to stroll up to someone and say, hey, what's up? And that person was one of our new hermits, Xisuma. We got to hang out, do some Minecraft physics, and goof around with the bow, arrow, and shield.
Look at this guy.
Hey!
What's up, buddy?
I thought I would come over and I would be like, what are you up to? Because I don't normally do that. I don't normally go around and pester people, but all the socializing has been so fun.
It's definitely not pestering. That's the wrong word. It's fantastic to see you over here, X. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you help me solve this problem? Can you do this for me?
Okay. What's the problem?
He's like, I didn't think he'd take me up on it. All right, here's what I want to do. I just did it. I split the water. I guess I made a water source. That's what happened.
I think I can help you with this. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing about water. It always it flows to the lowest point. Well, you want it to split. Yeah, okay. So put a glow, like if I put a block here, it'll go either side. It also comes out to the front. Like look at what I'm doing here. Is it because you gotta? Oh, I think I know how it's done. Okay.
Look at this. Listen to his brain go. I love it.
This is what's going on up there. Like it hasn't gone to that spot because we didn't update it. If I update it, it flows into it. But if I do this at the side, it doesn't go off the edge because there's a block alongside it. If I put a hole there and then update it, it flows.
Now it should. Yeah.
So you need a water source block the other side of that. Right, now it's flowing down to the lowest point, and when I break this, it shouldn't flow out.
Up.
Oh!
No
yes!
way.
Woo!
And so that glow lichen,
amazing.
is it because of the glow lichen? Like if we broke that glow lichen, it would fall straight down, right?
Yeah, it's doing that because of the order in which we updated the water, right?
I can't believe this. See, this is what I'm talking about. 10 years. I didn't know you could enchant shields. Can I take a peek at what that is? What kind of I've never tried to enchant a shield before.
Got mending, got unbreaking.
Mending and unbreaking. Okay, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
I mean,
I was like, I thought maybe it was like bounce back and stuff. Somebody shoots an arrow at you and you hold that up and it comes back at them. Yeah.
That's actually when you block and an arrow, like if you shot an arrow at me right now, do you have bow and arrow?
I do.
So ping one at me. And it just, I got you!
What?
That's what it can do, man. Try again.
How did that?
It pings back.
Do you have thorns? No.
Like the arrow will literally bounce off. I think there might be like some directionalness as well. So like if I aim
it does not.
It totally. You were just glowing. You've got 2 arrows in you. 2 arrows. F5 it. Right. Here, shoot me again.
Okay, here we go.
Here, you just block and look directly at me.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How far? Do it from there.
Okay. Oh, I missed.
You missed.
Terrible shot. Dude, did that hit?
So it bounced. It did, but it bounced back like a block.
Look. From above. Whatever it... Dang it!
You missed.
I need to look. I need to look. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh, that's gonna be so hard. Because I totally can't see it. And okay, wait, is it in front of me? I think it's... Oh.
What? What is this? You can't shoot yourself? This is like my specialty.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's just like...
Hey! Oh!
Hey.
What's going on?
What, do you got a poison arrow or something?
Oh, I think I was juggling it like it was bouncing
you got
on the
that.
top of the shield.
Dude, you got yourself right in the jugular, bro.
Oh.
Took a dart to the neck.
Oh, that don't look good for my health.
Yes, that's awesome. I speak in movies. That's amazing.
Oh, it is.